Hey guys, it's Ashley here, and I am bringing you a video today that is just simply a one-sided conversation. I don't know, I just had a lot of things just like rambling up here, inside chatter, and I was like, this might be a good time to just do a little pulse check with anybody who's following along on this channel. If you're new here, maybe watch some of my other videos just to get an idea of like my style and what the heck I'm talking about. But if you're not into that and you're really committed to this one, my name is Ashley. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I make videos with you guys all around my experience on launching and running a product-based business. This is my third business officially to the out-facing public, and this is my first go at product base, and it's just been wild, like absolutely wild. And I'm about a year and a half in since I launched Upside Goods. I swear, like one day I'm just like, I swear I'm gonna have a day where I'm just not learning like a huge lesson. And not that like I'm not open to like learning lessons or anything, but I would just love a day where it's just like, I know what I'm doing. Because every day I wake up and there's just something that I have no idea what I'm doing. And it's just this very humble reminder. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I don't really have any bullet points of what I'm trying to get at in this video, but hopefully if you're in the same shoes as I am in regards to just trying to make a living for yourself out of a business that is you and yours, there is just so many things and topics that we can talk about, and I've touched on them a few in like mental health struggles and things like that, but I'm in a sea of, you know, we're headed into summer. It's the slower months. I'm trying to prepare. I'm trying to like add new products to my business and trying to figure out these like sourcing and supplies issues and cost and all the things. And just, it feels like every day I just wake up, sometimes very early in the morning, because I can't sleep. And I'm like, I have all of these problems that I just simply can't solve. And maybe it's like my own roadblocks, which is funny because I do the 30 for 30 and I really try and help you guys with your roadblocks. Sometimes it's easier to like help solve other people's problems than our own. So I don't know if you guys can relate to that at all. But yeah, I've just been like, is this like the rest of my life? Was just figuring things out, like huge question marks. And I think a lot of it has to do with actually being in a product-based business. Because in a service-based business, and not to like discredit it or make it sound like it's easy, because it's definitely not at all. And for those of you that don't know, my other business is a yoga business. Like, I just feel like there were definitely problems and things that would come up, but they weren't like on a daily basis, and they weren't these true roadblocks where I just felt like immobilized, like where I couldn't move. And that's definitely like the sea of which that I'm in right now. And you know, definitely trying to add new products has really been humbling, because it's like, am I going to detract or distract from what is like my core group, which is candles? Should I go in a direction of other candles? Should I add something that's a complete curveball and like try to connect the dots? Because that's like what my heart wants to do. I think the answer, most of me just saying this out loud, is that yes, I'm going to go in a completely different direction and add something that doesn't really have a lot to do with candles, but I'm going to connect the dots. But no matter what, it's just like really hard, and it's really intense, and there's just a lot of different demands. And definitely the pricing and supply issue has been a thing for me. Like, I'm really at a juxtaposition right now, and I've been talking about it a lot in my biggest mistakes video of like trying to get away from certain suppliers that just like keep adding to my cost. And while the value is there in regards to their tried and true product, I'm really having to source things that are more cost effective for my business. And so with candle making, we all know that like the testing process is so cumbersome. So what do you do? Like, do you pull from a best-selling scent to go into a different direction just because the cost is way too much? And I'm finding more and more that my answer to that, I'm leaning towards yes. Like, yes, it might be a best-selling scent, but maybe that needs to go more to like a limited edition or a while supplies last type of thing to really build for the longevity of my business. So that's like one of the things that I'm definitely like struggling with right now. The other thing I'm struggling with is like manufacturing. Like, I'm really at this like strange point where I'm growing and I'm getting bigger and my order quantities are getting larger, and there's a lot of more things that I'm able to do with my business. But I'm also like not quite this like what I would consider big fish, like not, I don't want to say conglomerate, because I think even like the large companies like PF Candle Company and something like that, they're probably still like a mid-sized business, maybe even considered small in some effect. Like I'm not at that level, so like what do I do? Where do I go? This actually might be the worst video that I've published on my YouTube channel, just simply because I'm just throwing at you guys my problems, but I'm really only doing it in hopes that maybe you guys are suffering from some of the same things. Let me take back suffering, because I don't really think any of us are truly suffering when we're like making our own business happen. But I'm in the trenches with you guys, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And some of the other things that I've been having is also like capacity. So I feel like I'm making the emails, I'm doing the marketing, I'm janitorial duty, I'm now my own like space curator and having to figure out how that functions. I'm trying to do the markets to like supplement income for the slower months. And now I'm just like, oh my gosh, I haven't even had time to like test and like really figure out like what holiday's gonna look like. So like that's a thing. And now I'm tired and I really just want a nap and a bagel. So there's that. Also, I'm really trying to go on vacation, which is like a hard thing to do when you're an entrepreneur, because like no one's really going to do it for you. And I don't want to tell the entire world that I'm going on vacation. So yeah, these are just all the things that have been going on in my little brain. And it's really exciting that I got to move into a new space and that I got to like share that with you. And I'm going to continue sharing that with you guys. I'm putting together like a pretty comprehensive list of everything that I've used and that I'm working with and that I'm liking. Things that I'm learning along the way to like really make my space functional. But for me, as a type A driver perfectionist, it's also really hard because I'm like, I'm swimming in a sea of this doesn't exactly make sense, and I have no patience to wait for these processes to make sense. So I'm just like totally in my way on that. Also, this morning I woke up and somebody told me that they're no longer watching my YouTube videos because I cuss in them. So then there's like that turmoil. Shit. You know, you can't please everyone, but I definitely will him and haw over the people that I can't please. That's the worst. Guys, these are just the musings of a entrepreneur right here with you. And I guess I'm just going to hit publish on this video because I just want to know what you guys are dealing with right now. Maybe there's something on your plate that I can help take offload and then make me feel like I can at least like check that box even though I'm not checking my own box. Does that make sense? Also, I really want to add a new vessel to my line. And I'm in this like weird back and forth teeter-totter motion where I'm like, should I change what I'm doing even though it works? And my initial answer and absolute answer is no. But I definitely sit here and like daydream about like, maybe I want to add a colored vessel to my line that's not black or white. And that just seems crazy to me. All right, I'm done rambling, you guys. Hopefully this video was somewhat entertaining for you, and hopefully more than anything, you were able to get something from this video of like, at least she's right there with me, and I'm not just like on a deserted island by myself thinking these random thoughts. This is me being a human and in a really weird mood. Have a great day, guys. Hit subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.